Hello YouTube, Team the Lockharts here with my second rant video, and it's about Dueling Network. So, if you don't know, Dueling Network is a site where you can play Yu-Gi-Oh at. And there's three sections: traditional, which is obvious, unrated, and rated. What I've come to know is that in the unrated section, you'll get less competitive duels, which means if you're using meta, you're basically going to win. But you face people who know what they're talking about. You basically get like smart people just playing fun decks, which is understandable. I have nothing against that. It's what I do 9 times out of 10. In the rated section, you have a lot of meta players, but people who don't know what they're talking about. They only know what their deck does, and everything else is a mystery to them. Okay? Which brings me to the rulings thing. I'm going to show you a demonstration later on how a certain card works. Okay? Because every time I am in the rated section, people don't know what this card does. So I'm going to go through step by step what it does and how it works. This way, if you don't know what it does and you're one of those noobs, you now know what it does. Because I play the deck, I know how it works. I'm not going to go into your kitchen and tell you how to cook your food because you know. And I'm also going to talk about something else which ties in to the thing I have. And I'll talk about that first. Dueling Network admins. You suck major cock. Here's why. Your job is to make sure that everything is checked out. To make sure there's no problems in the rated section so someone doesn't have to quit gracefully because stupid people. Like myself. Okay? Because I've had many times where someone doesn't know what they're doing, okay, because they don't know the rulings of my cards, and they call an admin, and guess who never shows up? And guess who always leaves because he's not gonna wait 5 minutes because of a children's card game. Period. Okay, if you don't want to be an admin, that's fine. Don't be an admin. But if you want to be an admin, do your damn job and stop fucking sucking. Every time I see an admin, he's not going to calls. He's in public chat talking about how cool it is being an admin. It pisses me off. I'm sure it pisses you off. I probably didn't even have to go into this on why they suck. But there you go. Number 2. I'm facing a shitty Blackwing player. This is just a dramatization. He has Black Whirlwind on the field. And he has Delta Crow in his hand and cards with black feathers in his hand because he doesn't know how to play this game correctly. Now in my hand, since I'm good at this game, I have a Silva and a Cerule, and he ends his turn. It's my turn. So what do? I draw into a Dark Dealings. Now obviously this is set up because that's a pretty good, being he has 2 cards in his hand. So without hesitation, I activate Dark Dealings. So we both draw a card. I draw into another Dark Dealings. He draws into this guy. So I have a choice: Cerule or Silva. Now, I picked Cerule because he's really good. You might be wondering, but why? So I'm gonna read as a fact. If this card is discarded to the graveyard by a card effect, special summon this card from the graveyard to your opponent's side of the field and face up defense position. Okay. It was a card effect. So it's going to go to my opponent's side of the field and face up defense position. When that happens, this card is now my opponent. Let's just get that right off the bat. Okay? Because I'm doing this for one reason. It's because this is the card that makes me quit. Because people don't know what it does. I run 3, so I use it all the time. And punk ass bitches don't know what it does. Just so we can keep this on track, he ditches Delta Crow. So now, Cerule's effect activates. Now, when I face idiots, they're like, oh, you put this? I'm going to discard cards for black feathers. And it's done. But that's not how it works. You don't discard a card. If I'm placing Rob doesn't discard a card for Cerule. I discard a card for Cerule. Why? Because it's the second part of the effect. When this card is special summoned by the effect of a Dark World card, Dark World Dealings, Dark World card, your opponent must discard 1 card. Now, if this is on Rob's side of the field, It's Rob's card. It's not my card still. It's Rob's card. Which means and if Rob's opponent is me, you gotta look at it like a math problem. Okay? Rob's opponent is me. So I must discard one card because it's Rob's card. So I discard Silva. Silva's effect activates, putting his hand bottom of his deck. Okay? That is how that works. Okay? Rob doesn't discard a card. I discard a card. And the reason that this is good because I get the opponent's effect and stupid. Okay? So that's how that works. And this is where the admin stuff ties in. Because I always get admins called on this. And they never show up because they don't know how to do their volunteer work correctly. So, and I always have to leave. My rating goes down because of it. And it's kind of a catch-22. I can go into the unrated section against fun ducks and win and not get hassled about rulings, but not testing, which is what I need to do. Or I can go into the rated section, always get admin called against people who don't know what they're talking about, but playing the decks that I need to test against, like Insectors, like Agents, stuff like that. So if you knew what this card did before, kudos. If you now know what it does, you know what it does. And this is from a Dark World player. This isn't coming from some random fucking schmuck. Okay, I know how this deck works. If you're running Machinas, you know how to play the deck because you played it, you know what it does. You played it multiple times, so you know what it does. So I'm not going to tell you that no, you can't ditch Machina Force with another card and it's supposed to summon that same Machina Force, because you can. And even if I didn't know, I would read the card and be like, okay, you're right. Okay, I know it's a bad example, but you know what I'm talking about. I tried to keep this low key, like tone on the rant, because I did a couple versions of this. I was too loud, and I wasn't getting my point across. So that's my rant. Duelingnetwork sucks dick, basically, is what I'm trying to say. It does. But it's the only place that I can go without having to pay, like, my arm and my leg. So that's it. Like, comment, subscribe, comment, tell me what you think. Were you offended when I called admin suck? Were you offended when I said admin suck cock? Because they do? If so, comment. If you're a dumbass that thinks I'm wrong, don't comment because I don't want to hear what you have to say. But if you have similar problems, comment. Tell me your Dueling Network stories. I love to hear them. They're always hilarious. Thank you for watching.